Hey guys, okay, so what I'm going to do, this is a little different for me, but anyway, what I'm going to do is actually give you an explanation for what is the ADAR. I really do not refer to the brand as a full name, I just refer to the acronym. So, the ADAR is the art of death and rebirth. And what you see in front of you is the actual logo that I came up with. So I was in North Carolina. This was before I actually relocated to Thailand. This was in July, actually the 4th of July weekend, and I still did not know that. I knew I would be going to Thailand. I just had no idea as to when because so many flights were canceled. Okay, back to the logo. So, the art of death and rebirth. I was sitting in the sauna and spirit provided me with a download or my higher self. I don't know, but a higher force came to me and told me something about death and rebirth. Okay. If you do not know, I'm really into astrology and I've been learning about astrology for the past 2 years. And it has really helped me to heal and just evolve. So the art I think that's pretty self-explanatory, is how you do something, and if you do it enough it becomes an art to you. You know what I mean? So death, when I give death to something, a former layer of myself, of a former Tia, of maybe who I was in my childhood, maybe who I was in my adulthood, but society may have told me, oh Tia, you have to do this, and I had to give a death to that because it no longer worked or served me. And the and is self-explanatory. And the rebirth here is a rebirth. So the actual images within my logo are astrological based. So I was born in April. My sun sign is in Aries. So that's where we have. Let me actually start at the bottom. Let me actually start with. So I am in Aries. This bottom it represents death. So we have a scorpion here, which is death. The coffin here is death. Okay. So in the fire, when you burn things, you put it in a flame, and it just it's death to it. No longer, like, it's no longer in existence. Okay, so that's death to any thought process thought processes that I may have had, any beliefs that I may have had. And it's constant. That's what this infinity sign represents. It's constant. It does not stop. The death, it never stops. My goal is to always evolve. So there are constant deaths. So that's why we have this casket, because we put it in the casket and we try not to revisit it. I mean, sometimes certain things sit there longer than others, but the idea is to not revisit it because it just no longer serves us. We need to burn it, put it in a casket, burn it, and keep it moving. And then it comes to this rebirth part, which, okay, you go deep into this section here, you go deep below the surface, you go to your soul, you go to your level of consciousness, or your subconscious, and you try to understand these things. Once you do that shadow work, that healing, then you rise and you come to this area, which is a rebirth. Again, I am in Aries. Aries is the springtime, when you plant these seeds in the fall, and then you have the harvest in the spring. So here we are with the Aries energy of rebirth. You know what I mean? I've done all of that work. I went deep, and now it's time for me to rebirth into a new version of myself, into a more evolved version of myself. We have I am, because that is the phrase for Aries. I am. Aries is about self. And for me, it has been a challenge, and it is a challenge to really learn who I am and what I am, because of everything that had taken place down here. You know what I mean? A lot of times there is an imbalance in which all of this stuff is all the way up here, and then we have this little bit of this I am energy. We do not know who we are, you know? So I'm constantly revisiting and discovering and rediscovering who I am. I wanted the sun here because my my rising sign is a Leo, and the Leo represents the sun, but also your solar plexus. If you're into your chakras, your solar plexus is is really who are you and your level of confidence. So that's something that I'm working on, and you can see the ram, which is the logo for the Aries. And yeah, it's just a constant process. The art is a constant process, the art of death and rebirth. And this is not something that is just for me. I think this is something that we all do and we all have the ability to do it. It's just I decided to come up with a name and create a brand from it. And I hope you were able to learn from this and maybe you can apply this concept to your daily life and figure out, how can you give death to something and how can you rebirth into something that's beautiful and fertile and that is you. You know what I mean? So I hope you enjoyed this explanation of what the art of death and rebirth means. And I'm also working on as I'm branding my product, I am actually working on having a store where I have products and I also offer services. But right now, I just want to get my brand out there. So if you do support the brand, the ADAR, if you do support my vision, if you do support my messages, and if you just like the logo just because you think it's super dope, then I will have products and I would love for you to support and purchase my products. There will be hats, t-shirts, glasses, totes, water bottles, a variety of things, hoodies, all of that good stuff. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And thank you for your time. All right, take care.